live stream. Or to the music streams. To the Dwarf Mobile. Something like that, yeah. Sheesh. Demirx, thanks for the 5 gift subs. Thank you. I got an emote. I don't know what it is. Apparently it's an oops emote. Oh, it's like a little face palmy thing. Thank you for the emote. And thank you very much for gifting 5 subs out to Coach Monster. I may be a slice of pie, Tyler the Reaper. And then 25 emotes out to everybody. You got a peak one? Cool. Seriously, thanks. But thank you. It's been a long time. I thought that name sounded familiar.
Oh.
How you doing, Mike? How long have you been rolling with that username? And thanks for the 5 gift subs. Doing good? Good to hear. All right, so what were we working on? We were going to attempt to make a dwarven, what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh, are you in North America finally? Anyway, we're gonna attempt to make a dwarven pressure cannon. Abusing the fact that there's an ocean right here. We gotta be really careful about this. But, you know, it could also cause some very exciting fun, right? And that's what we're here for. We have an ocean. So if we can, like, use the water pressure from the ocean to just, like, you know, blast our enemies away, why not? So that's the plan. Moved to LA 2 weeks ago. Gotcha. Sick. I don't even know I can say that again. Excited. Sick exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting. This is exciting. It's exciting. I don't actually think that's what I said. I'm pretty sure I said exciting. Yeah, I'm washing the enemies away really quickly. Like, really quickly. If this works, it'll go... If this works the way I'm hoping it will, it'll go kind of... whoosh, and just, like... pressurize all the water up and out real quick. If it doesn't work the way I hope, it's just gonna do nothing. Oh no, another dwarf has given birth to a girl. Which is a death sentence. So now they just run around like mad until they eventually starve to death. Just catching up on people you used to watch. And there's a dead dwarf that was found dehydrated, probably due to a baby. Oh hey, you dropped the silver battle axe, that's useful. Can we at least get rid of the corpse, please? I've been all right. Some things better, some things worse. Just kind of doing my best to, you know, still be here, really. It's been a a cuff tuple? A cuff tuple. Wow, I didn't talk for 2 hours during that, and now I can't talk at all. It's been a tough couple of months, really. But I'll be alive. I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm just stuck in this. I'm stuck in the spoonerisms. But no, it's just been Dwarf Fortress for the past, like, whoopsies, year, more or less. I've been streaming Dwarf Fortress and haven't really backed away from it. Front page in a week. Congrats on the sub, Coach Monster. Got chucked at by Zamirx, which I'm probably butchering. Considering I actually heard you say that name once. Still probably butchering it. So essentially, what this is going to do, ideally, is just immediately fill this up with water. Just in a second. So I'm gonna need 2 more bridges. Front page is good news, yeah. It'll be fun. It's gonna be exciting trying to explain Dwarf Fortress to Twitch front page. What was funny is when I was in talks with Twitch staff about it, and they were all like, yeah, so, or my partner manager, they were like, listen, try and play something that is more approachable to an audience, you know, like play like whatever your easiest to understand game is, your easiest to pick up game, play something with interaction, something to like keep people around. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna play Dwarf Fortress. This is why I'm not a famous streamer yet, chat. All right, so I need to pull a lever and get that bridge down. That lever right there. How's our food supply doing? Great. That new farming system is working excellent. We're also gonna need new drinks pretty soon, so let's queue up some more drinks. Yeah, and I also have to stream Bejeweled on the front page, so that cooler stops annoying me. Because I once promised I would stream Bejeweled if I got on the front page of Twitch, so god damn it, I'm gonna stream Bejeweled. For a couple of minutes. Is when I move up and down. If you look on the right, there's a number at the top of the screen that says what Z level I'm on. But I try really hard to not just like speed jump from Z level to Z level. Because I realize it. Like that's the hardest part for even me when I'm watching other people's DF streams. It takes me a minute sometimes to be like, wait, where are you? Bookmarks? You can also bookmark certain levels, yeah? Or hotkey them. I have them. I don't really use them much, but you can use them. Yeah, that's why I don't use bookmarks. I've had a few people tell me, I'm like, I don't think anybody would be able to see anything that I'm doing ever if I did that. Man, that bridge got done fast. Damn. So you know when you have vertical 5 levels and you need to traverse them all? Yeah, no, exactly. So over on the top right, there's a -1. It's because I'm 1 Z level below ground, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Z levels below ground. There's also a little yellow square there. That blue line is above ground. So I'm just below ground, now I'm above ground. So you can kind of keep track using the stuff on the far right that way. Makes that stuff make a lot more sense. But yes, it is kind of tricky to follow sometimes. When I stream on the front page, I'm gonna have to try my best to move as little as possible. But yeah, just knowing that, like, helps so much. Like, when I learned that, I went from not being able to watch Dwarf Fortress to, oh, this all makes perfect sense now. Yeah, and well, the dwarves usually build below ground. You can build above ground, but it's very tedious. And it seems like in the update that just dropped, dwarves like seem to like projectile vomiting when they are, I need floodgates, above ground. So we might want to keep them below ground even more now. Yeah, that's probably what I'll have to do. I'll just do a lot more dwarf following. I should probably do that anyway. I need like 3. This one's socializing. Let's find somebody else. Or actually, I mean, I can just let the camera sit here because I know what's going on in the background. Like even 1 level. I mean, I've built towers into the sky before, but generally I'm building below ground. Apparently Streamlabs is frozen and needs a refresh. Also, by the way, Xaid, your wife died, unfortunately. You had a child, and the child mounted her and steered her around at random until she starved to death. There was nothing we could do. It was inevitable. That bug is hilariously terrifying. So there's a bug in the game right now. The bug is pretty simple and makes a lot of sense when you think about it mechanically, but no sense at all when you don't think about it mechanically. Why is there water there? There's got to be an aquifer right there. Anyway, essentially what happens is they added in mounts to adventure mode, and children are treated as mounts when their mothers carry them around. So the bug is when a mother has a child, the baby mounts the mother, like they pick up the baby, and then the mother gets the baby AI, and the baby controls the mother now, instead of before where the mother could just go do whatever with the baby on them. And now, instead of carrying the baby around, the baby steers them like a car until they starve to death because the baby doesn't know to get the mother food. Whereas the mother knows to get the, vice versa, yeah. It's a nightmare. Yeah, the mother is literally the baby's mount. Yeah. I think I finally found that aquifer. We need to keep an eye on it because this is a varied aquifer, so I don't know how strong this one is. Yeah, the game considers the baby to be mounting the mother and steering the mother. And because babies just walk around at random and will starve to death, the mothers then walk around at random until they starve to death. I Master Blaster rules Bartertown. I don't know what that is, but okay. Hey, at least we have our body. Often I just throw out the bodies. Also, let's get a bunch of rock crates. Great. Rock. 3, 4, 10. But on the bright side, you know, because in Dwarf Fortress you can remarry now, I'm sure there's plenty of options for you. Also, I turned on Dwarven contraception, so we should be fine. Yeah, all the mothers just die, and you just have a baby crawling around. So the baby will probably die too, because I don't think other dwarves feed the babies. I actually don't know how that works. Hadn't thought about that bit. And guiding a larger and stupid person? Shit, I didn't think about it that way. She always wanted to be cremated and thrown into the sea. I could actually make that happen, but the corpse would just sit there for all eternity. So let's not and say we did. How's that sound? So I'm going to have to drown a dwarf in order to make this setup work. In order to make this defense work, I need to drown a dwarf. Because I don't know of any other way to mine out a chunk of dirt down here. So I'm going to need a one dwarf to walk all the way along here and mine that out. Well, actually, yeah, go all the way down to here, and then somebody needs to mine that. You volunteer as tribute? I mean... Actually, might be faster if I go this way. And then in theory, this whole thing should just whoosh, in theory. And then I should be able to drain it, hopefully. With another lever set to go this way. Yeah. Are those dwarves poisoned? No? Why would they be poisoned? Some of the, if you see blue showing up, it's because they're vomiting due to sunlight. It's not poison, it's a normal reaction for a dwarf who sees the sun. Green? Oh, the green ones? No, they're not poisoned. They're just, what's the word I'm looking for here? They're hunters. Okay, I think I found the aquifer finally. So instead of going that way, let's do this. We'll just dig under it. A peasant has been possessed. Why do they keep getting possessed? If you didn't get possessed, you'd actually be useful. If they didn't get possessed and instead of getting possessed, they got, let's just say, a Fey mood. If a dwarf gets a possession mood, they don't actually get any skills from it. Any of the other strange moods they get, they become a legendary. So essentially they're wasting my time, which is annoying as hell. You know, green ones are either gem cutters or hunters or marks dwarves. Green is a skill type, not a poison. Also, for reference, if you type an exclamation point uptime, it says 2 hours and 33 minutes. Add 8 hours onto that, because the stream dropped 8 hours into the stream. Do items deteriorate? Yes, but extremely slowly. It's like real time. So I've been told that it takes like 1,000 years for a corpse to decay. Kind of deal. Like, there will still be a skeleton there for 1,000 years. There you go. You begin your mysterious construction. Bow, bow, bow. Oh, yeah, it does look like the babies die over time. Oh, that's messed up. There's a dwarven baby over here. XA, this is your child. And it's starving to death. Or actually dying of thirst. More accurately, dying of thirst. So oddly, I mean, here's the thing, right? No one told you to water the baby when mom goes on vacation, right? It's just like a plant. Forget to water the baby? No one reminded me. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. Clearly. Come on. Also, water your kids. Of course, damp stone's located. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna put a wall up here. We'll just wall that off. And instead just go straight down. Uh-oh. You're not supposed to dig the dwarf in there, guys. Come on. Let the dwarf out. I realize the dwarf is a big dummy. But dwarf doesn't need to be in eternal prison. Okay, this time we're gonna use something that I know isn't back there. Do I have traders here? No, I don't. Not currently. All right, so this is either gonna water cannon or it's gonna do nothing. So I got a little bit of construction I gotta do first. It's either going to be like a weapon of mass destruction or it's gonna do absolutely nothing. It's one of the two. Kib has created... Kib the peasant has created Dumatrach Yuglach. I think that's how you say that. Extra phlegm. A yak bone hatch cover. Oh, that's actually really useful. And claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor. Kulet. Real realm constraints. That's actually really useful. Damn. You made me a useful artifact. I have a legendary hatch cover. This is a yak bone hatch cover. All craft dwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with yak bone and encircled with bands of round picture jasper, cabochons, and octagon cut green jade. Green jades. Octagon cut green jades. Interesting. Are they singing? Considering there is a starving yak right there, slaughter it. Let's also slaughter the alpaca. I just have nowhere to store them, so. Oh, mother dies, dehydrated. Why are all my cooks getting babies? Come on, guys. Stop having children. They're dangerous. In theory, they shouldn't have more children now. So any dwarves that are already going to have children are already dead, but... Okay, let's just go down to layer 50. Wait, that's the wrong button. We're going all the way down to layer 50, and I'm hoping this can be a drain down into the caverns. This is gonna do some really funny things to frame rate if I actually hit the caverns. So to those of you who are here late, consider yourselves a little bit lucky because you're getting... Uh-oh. Fisher Dwarf ghost has risen and is haunting the fortress. That's not good. Are all my coffins filled? No, they aren't. I do know I do got a spook in the fort. This is true. I'm trying to get rid of the spooks in the fort. And I'm like more scared of ghosts than I was before. Like they could rip people's arms off before, but like I have this feeling they have more abilities now. Considering yourself lucky? Good, you better. Considering we lost most of the people who were watching in the great stream crash of 2 hours ago. The great OBS crash of 2 hours ago. You're off to bed. We'll see Lug tomorrow. That was a terrible pun. See you later, man. Thanks for hanging out. Oh shit, they're digging straight through gold. Some gems. Also, Mike, are you still lurking? I have a record player I can stream now and a super over-the-top audio system, including a record player from 1979, a amplifier from the 90s, and a brand new mixer. Stupidly over-the-top audio setup. Wish I should just write, thanks, Spitalier all over, because Spitalier gifted a stupid amount of subs on New Year's. Caravan from Astron has arrived. The dwarves are here. They are here. Did I finish minting? Okay, let's gold coin. Let's make 30 more gold. Let's mint 30 more stacks of gold coins. We're gonna have a pop-up pretty soon where I'm just gonna be like, bring me iron and steel. Thank you. Did they actually hit layer 50 already? Oh, damn, they did. All right, well, let's just keep going down because, no, what the hell? This is a drain, and I want to drain it into a cavern layer. What do you mean? There were 2 threads on the forums about new players. I didn't know that. Are they posted by new players, or? Also, why did my frame rate cut in half? Also, hello, 5. We need your help to save the noobs? In reference to what? What's causing noobs? There is so much to share. Information added to the civilization and world info. I was gonna say you should point them towards my streams, but you know. I like that though, save the noobs. It's kind of adorable. But Coach Monster, you have a good night. Go to work in 3 hours. I'll be on tomorrow. I'm gonna be streaming like easily. I'm planning 8 to 10 hour streams from now till Sunday, essentially. Probably longer. Just asking for all the medals I don't have. I mean, you can call me mad, or you can say that there's an update and I want people to see my stream and the game. There we go. That's what we've been looking for. Perfect. So I requested the traders bring me stuff, and I found 2 caverns? Oh, did I also find a deep pit leading to another cavern? Oh, this is gonna be perfect to vent an ocean into. Excellent. All right, dwarves, you guys can stop. And now it gets interesting. I mean, it's not just getting interesting. It's been interesting for a while. Just got a lot more interesting. Uh-oh. Of course I got a dwarf stuck behind the floodgate. Of course that's gonna happen. I mean, of course there's a dwarf behind the floodgate. Jeez, man. All right. I actually need 2 levers. Actually, I need 4. I also need mechanisms. Rock. Let's make a bunch of mechanisms. Which miner was that? No job? All right, well. I know it's you, so we'll just get you to go do that. Yes, the potential for fun increases tenfold when you add in ocean and vent, but also you need to go to sleep and should get some sleep, so. Everybody in chat, say goodnight to Coach Monster. He's got to be at work in 3 hours. Sleep is for the elves? You mean the weak? Wait, are you calling elves weak? I've lost whole forts to elves. Not saying they're weak, but you know. All I know is that this is gonna probably drown at least a dwarf. Maybe 3. Hopefully less. Have you guys figured out what the plan for this is yet? I need a gem stockpile. That's what we really need. Let's chuck a gems stockpile over here. Look at them all leave to go collect gems. Bye, dwarves. Just living the dwarven life, you know, getting ready to pull some levers and, well, here's the thing, right? I know that there's gonna be patches soon, so I'm taking a lot of risks because, fuck it. What could possibly go wrong? Should probably also be making bedrooms. Because I have nowhere near enough beds right now for all these dwarves. Not even remotely close to enough beds. But you know, the dwarven life is full of fun, excitement, and random death. So if it's death by salty gurgle water, then it's death by salty gurgle water. And, you know, if I can just insta-gib some... So here's my actual hope of what's going to happen, by the way. Just for full reference. I'm very much hoping that I can insta-flood this and shoot water out the top. That's my hope. We'll see if it works. Like, if I can just make this whole thing go whoosh and just instantly kill everything that's in there, I will be extremely happy. But it might also just instantly flood my entire fortress. That is a completely realistic possibility. All right, so this lever is gonna hook up to this floodgate. Oh, I don't have enough mechanisms. Never mind, not gonna name anything until it's been hooked up. Not gonna name anything until it's been hooked up. So, how's your evening going, guys? Almost Friday. It's probably Friday in a lot of places in the world. It's Super Bowl weekend, isn't it? This Sunday's the Super Bowl. Good thing I'm going to the pub for breakfast with my friend. Anybody here planning on watching the Super Bowl? I don't football, personally. So it's kind of irrelevant to me. Just putting floor grates over these. Which one's your favorite? If I might ask. There we go. Got quite a few gold coins. 49ers, gotcha. I know very little about football, I'll be honest. Almost ashamed to admit that. I know a little bit about Canadian football and the Canadian Football League, just from proximity. But outside of that, I'm pretty bloody clueless. But yeah, no, this is going to be a pretty legendary whoosh. To put it blunt. A pretty legendary whoosh. Let's see if I can hook up things yet. Cool. So that's gonna take 2 mechanisms, and we're gonna call this the Mighty Whoosh, which is the name of our little contraption. By that, I mean, I drained an ocean into hell once and saw how quickly it drained, and it gave me ideas. So I'm gonna try and drain an ocean into my fort, because I'm sure that'll be fun. The hell is in this game? Oh, hell is in this game? Yes, hell is in this game. Although that's kind of a spoiler. I'm sorry. I won't tell you how to find hell, but yes, there is hell. Hell demons. Fire-breathing monsters. Or as players of Dwarf like to call them, clowns. Okay, so here's the real scary thing. If this works, suddenly my dwarves are going to be able to run into the ocean, and there's probably going to be, well, maybe not scary, but there's suddenly going to be a whole lot of fish. Yeah, definitely layer 666. There's suddenly going to be a whole lot of fish that have nowhere to go. Oh no, I didn't even think about that. There's gonna be fish everywhere. We can just like go collect the fish. So we're gonna have to take all the way over to there probably. Oh shit, should probably trade. Trader requested a depot. Is that ghost still out and about? I hope not. I don't see it, so I guess not. Where's my manager? There you are. Sade, you are storing an item in the stockpile. Now I need you to go trade. Nope. That's not at all what I meant. Last time you traded, he canceled at last minute to go, you know, get a drink. Black bronze, steel bars. Bronze, copper, steel, black bronze, bronze, copper, iron, bronze, iron, copper, iron, steel, bronze, steel, bismuth, black. Trade. They get a 30% increase on sales, and everybody's happy. Now they better go away soon because we've got plans. As I said, we've got plans. The only problem with this plan is I don't see a way that we can do this without, like, insta-killing. All right, so I'm gonna call this one Seal. Whoosh, Seal, and then I need another one called Whoosh Drain. So we're gonna hook you up to that, and then the other bridge as well. I need mechanisms. I really hope somebody is making mechanisms. I apparently have a lasher in my fort. Oh, you grew up. All right, well you can, do you like crafting? You 12-year-old dwarf? Want to create a great work of art? I'm sure that works. Because I could totally use like 2 more mechanic shops. And maybe a jeweler's. Actually, I already have a Jupiter's, or a jeweler's, but I said Jupiter because I was staring at the word Jupiter and thinking the word letter J. There's a pig running around. Delicious. Should just cut some green jades. Just leave those on repeat. The best part is if a flying beast shows up right now, we're in trouble. Some more migrants arrived, which is literally the last thing I need right now. I'm at 101 dwarves. Don't need migrants right now, dwarves. Don't have space for you. I'm too busy running my madman experiments to try to drown the people that are trying to murder us, and you guys want me to make you bedrooms. Like, can we have some priorities here, dwarves, please? Some priorities would be lovely. All right. That'll get me a good number of extra bedrooms. Also, I've got dwarves that are like leaving their clothing everywhere because none of them have cabinets. And I only have 14 cabinets. Oh gosh. Put your shit away, you messy dwarves. Exactly. I've got goblins to drown. Like, why would I give you shelter? And they're like, we're being chased by the hordes of evil. I'm like, God damn it. I need to gurgle the hordes of evil. We're drowned poet. We need to drown poets. That's literally the name of my fortress is Drowned Poet. Okay. I mean, here, I'll actually show you. It's really good. The Sacks of Swimming is the site government, and the Dwarven Fortress of Drowned Poet, which is really, really good. There you go. You're linking buildings to triggers. That's absolutely what I like to see. Actually, you know what? This is maybe not the best use of a legendary floor hatch, but I'm going to put it right here because everybody runs past it all the time. Like, it's the most commonly used passageway in the fortress. And, you know, if we put it there, that's super effective. The stories this game creates are fantastic. And you know what? I mean, we did kind of... It's not fully just randomly generated. We did come up with that and name it that intentionally, so... Also, the frame rate seems to have dipped. I wonder what caused that. It's probably because I punched into the caverns. And the fact that we have 111 dwarves now. Still perfectly playable. Things have just slowed down quite a bit. Still feels like things are faster. I think dogs and cats got a speed buff. I need to poke through the deep update, the deep patch notes, but... All right, the weather is cleared. Also looks like that's finally hooked up. So if I push you down a layer right now, you go straight into that. So I can't have that. I need to figure out where I can dig down again. So let's just dig up to here. This is gonna take a little bit, so. What is causing the frame rate to slow down so much? Oh. No? Okay. That's not what it is. Maybe there's some sort of job getting mass spam. Ah, we need splints. Wood splint. Someone broke a bone and I had job cancellations turned off. I also need refined coal. Probably also need wood. So from right here, can I go down 2 levels? From right there, can I go down 2 levels? No, I can't. From right there, I could go down 2 levels. Nope. Go down 1. That should be enough, though. We'll just... The deeper I go, the more guaranteed this insane plan is to work. That's all. Essentially what I'm doing is imagine there's a lake, right? You dig a tunnel down next to the lake, okay? You dig underneath the lake, okay? And then you dig up into the water under the lake. And you let all of the water, all of that weight, push down into that hole and then up and out the top, and it goes whoosh and shoots up into the sky and makes a massive geyser. That's what I'm trying to do. Am I mad? Yeah, maybe. Is it fine? Of course. Everything will be fine. It's gonna be good fun. That's what I'm trying to do. Mad Lad TM? Sure, yes. Also, during the documentary night, I totally spent like an hour just like... What's the word I'm looking for here? Totally spent an hour highlighting stuff on my other monitor while occasionally doing commentary. I just feel like I need to admit that. Like I was just over there just like, you know, highlighting stuff and keeping myself entertained. Need crutch. Crutch. Wood. 20. It's a lot of crutches, but we have injuries, so it's what needs to be done. Am I making meals right now? Let's make 15 lavish meals. No. No, it's not. The current update seems to have some upgrades, but it is most certainly not taking advantage of high clock counts. It's most certainly not. I really wish it was, but it is not. Unfortunately. Which means that the main cause for the poor frame rate in Dwarf Fortress is the fact that it's just running on old technology. Yep. DF can kill any CPU. Exactly. It's why it's one of the most technically hard to run games in the world. And the possibilities would be so much higher if it could just run more. All right, Dwarf. Here we go. It's one. Fortunately, I can't dig more. But this is what we gotta do. This is going to take a long time. But it'll be faster than digging out that tavern over there, which I did yesterday, so. And it's chill stream evenings, so I think you guys are willing to hang out and wait. I am hoping this is just going to make a massive geyser. I am hoping so much. And I also hope it definitely just kills all of the dwarves that take part in building it. Not that I hate the dwarves or anything. It'll just be exciting. Leaving this centerpiece is so that when I cut out the centerpiece, it won't auto pause the game every single time. So my hope is that this thing just explodes. Construct rock mechanisms. So Cooler, care to elaborate about those threads on help us save the noobs? Do you mind like explaining exactly what they're trying to do, and are people just like suddenly downloading the game in flux because of the new version? Is there really that many people coming specifically because of the new version? Oh, it's from last year. Okay. Probably like a viral video then, maybe? Okay, to be fair, last year was like a month ago. So, when's last year? You explained earlier? I totally missed it. Hold on, I'll scroll up. Oh, it's by Trito. We started a thread a couple days ago about how we want to fix what was wrong with the stress system. Oh, I saw that. I had great feedback. I saw that thread. How do we stop players from giving up right away? Oh, yeah, no, I totally saw that. I thought this was something else. It's a giant albatross attacking us. Looks like we're fighting with... Oh, a hunter is hunting the giant albatross. Good. Albatross meat. I don't know who this Albert Tross is, but I'm looking forward to meeting him. Yeah, I feel like some dwarves would be stressed by this point. Let's just look at a random dwarf. Do you have any friends that you've developed? Lots of passing acquaintances. Long-term acquaintance. That's cool. Yeah, no, they were talking about adding in some form of auto labor at PAX. Like having like a easy mode that you can turn on and off, because they don't want to just put a spreadsheet into the game, which just lets you click jobs a la RimWorld or the stuff DF Hack lets you do. They don't want that in the game. They said they want the mods to still be an option, but they don't want that to just be in the game. Unless half the fort gets killed. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But like they were talking about doing that, and I think that would, like that combined with a slightly friendlier UI, a basic tutorial, and mouse control. If you don't have to worry about labor, the game becomes a lot easier and a lot easier to manage. Also, welcome back, Terrapin. I don't know. I don't find the current stress stuff to be a problem. But then again, I guess I'm just so used to RimWorld. Things having the occasional panic attack is just like, eh. I have a legendary mechanic? When the heck did that happen? Cool. Damn, look at that. I'm sitting here at just like a 95 frame rate. It's actually really good. Does anybody know, did they do any performance increase stuff? Because damn, it feels like it. You're used to the RimWorld spreadsheet. When you see me in this menu, the P menu, so they have the labors menu, which is L. I can add mining. Then there's also sub-menus, stoneworking, hunting, and you do it from dwarf to dwarf, so individually. But at this point, I just have enough dwarves that all of these jobs are just going to get done without me really having to do much for them. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot more positive moods than before. Yeah, you described my feelings on this game exactly, Terrapin. The game isn't hard, it's obtuse. People confuse the word obtuse and hard. Just like they confuse the words bad UI and obtuse UI. Yes, you get an individual job assignee. So it's kind of like, imagine this. You're running a dwarven fortress. Random dude you've never met before shows up and says, these are my skills. What do you want me to do? And you have to remember in the back of your head using this menu what you have people doing and going, huh, well I need this. You like this, do that. And it's a slow system, but I like it because it's very personal and it leaves enough space for error that you have fun outcomes. Yeah, no, there is. Dwarf Therapist is still around and well. I think Dwarf Therapist needs a UI overhaul. I think it needs to be made to look a little bit more modern. It looks like it fell out of like 2008 software-wise, just UI design-wise. So I'd really like to see a properly updated version of Dwarf Therapist. Something like, you know, including some modern features. But outside of that, yeah, Dwarf Therapist is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with Dwarf Therapist. I really hope that, because of the Steam version, maybe they can start a Patreon for that stuff. Because I know that Meph has a Patreon, which is like offensively bad. Like, he's not getting much money off of that, which is sad. Like, even though I don't like that tile set, I just... Masterwork and whatnot is an incredible mod. An incredible mod. And it absolutely deserves more respect. Rose quartzites. Let's cut some rose quartzites. Hey. Rose quartz. Put that on repeat. We'll do that next. Once the first one cancels out. Like in a world where I think I get more money on Patreon than Meph gets. Like, come on. Help Meph out a bit. Like, RimWorld has this one guy who's making Vanilla Plus, I think is what he calls them. And he has a Patreon where he will literally just straight up take requests. What do you want me to add to RimWorld? And he'll do it. And it's a really neat way of managing a Patreon. And because of Steam modding, it's a full-time job for him, modding RimWorld. And I really hope that that happens for some of the longtime Dwarf Fortress modders. Even if it's like not a full-time gig, at least I hope they get payment for all the work that they've put in over the years. So in theory, this should drain the entire ocean. In theory. I don't know if it'll actually drain the entire ocean. Yeah, I've had quite a few, and 4, I think now, and no, I don't have a solution. I tried, like, recruiting the mother as well, but that doesn't do it. Turn on Dwarven contraception is the only workaround. Basically, don't let them have babies. Edit your raws so that they can't have children. You'll get enough dwarves from migrant waves anyway. and it just tried to get modders money. Well, because it was a shitty system. Like, if they actually were just in it to give modders money, sure, but they weren't in it to give modders money. They were in it to make the community make DLC for them, which is why it didn't work out. Not because they were in it for the goodness, from the goodness of their own hearts. They were in it because they wanted the modders to do their work for them. What's your workaround? Burrow them into a food stockpile? I mean, I'm just gonna leave it as is for right now. But that does actually sound like a good idea. Yeah, exactly. So essentially Bethesda was trying to, or the way Bethesda set up paid mods was they were trying to just get cheap. Oh shit, our first depressed dwarf. Yo. Also, I need a temple. I just realized. Or remembered, rather. Ah, fuck it. We'll do it after I finish this. Because this actually isn't taking that much time. It's just taking a lot of real time because I have to pause the game every single time. Yes, but then Bethesda then making money off that is not okay. See, if Bethesda was like, yeah, we'll make a store for your stuff and we're not taking a cut. Okay. Outside of that, no. Straight up, no. You get why? Yeah, no, totally. I mean, here's the thing, right? I don't think that selling mods is ever going to work unless the company straight up hires the modders, you know? Unless the company pays the modders a salary, it's never gonna work. And they don't want to pay them a salary. There's no situation where they want to pay them a salary. So the only way that stuff can work is if it's community funded, in my opinion. I.e., that one RimWorld guy that Tynan tweets out all the time. Exactly. Like, by definition, modding kind of has to be a labor of love. Like, I agree, modders should get paid money for their labor, but at the same time, it's like, it's not going to work unless it's fan-driven. Because after that, it just becomes DLC. And not to shit on mods, but most mods aren't worth really paying for in a DLC format, right? Like, sure, I'll go download some custom skins for a character in a game. But I'm not going to pay $8 for them. You know what I mean? But I'll totally give a guy $3 a month to make a couple skins a month for a game. You know? And that's kind of the way it has to be. See if this is going to cancel me. That's a can of worms that I don't really want to get into, but again, that's because they were selling the work that the people were contributing. The difference between contributing something for free and then contributing something to something that's going to be sold is completely different. You know, if random factory up the street allowed me to contribute for free, that would be controversial because I'm making them money. But if a factory puts out a product that I then use and then sell on Etsy as part of another product, that's not controversial. But if I'm making that thing into that other thing and they're selling it, that's controversial. Does that make sense? A factory makes pillows. Or a factory makes t-shirts, right? Let's just say it's a sewing place. If I were to take those t-shirts and make them into pillows, that'd be fine. If I were to take those t-shirts and make them into pillows in the factory and not get paid to do that, it wouldn't be fun. That's kind of what Chucklefish did, which is why I kind of squint at Chucklefish now. But, what can you do? Well, yeah, I mean, it's voluntary, but at some point, if you're adding something to a commercial product for free, you should be getting paid for it. That's just all there is to it. I completely agree. 5 and half-hearted. I think it's up to the modder whether or not they deserve to be paid. Who got it into their head that someone streaming video games on the internet deserved to be paid? The first person who decided to do it full time. Right? Like, if you're modding something or changing something, and you decide you want to do it full time, you deserve to be paid for your work. Donations are one thing. No. I'm running a free show, right? This is a free broadcast. I do this full time. This is the majority of my income. You are in no way like, you do not need to give me money to watch this show. I don't tell you you need to give me money to watch this show. But it's a job. Does that make sense? Like, you're not you don't need to give me money, but it's an option that's there. Modders deserve to have that as an option. Is that a good way of wording that? For the same reasons. I decided I wanted to do this for a living. I'm the idiot. Some modders are the same way. Okay, so whoosh seal. Let's hook up some bridges and just make sure we hook up the right ones. That one. What? Oh, I'm already hooked up to the other one. Yep, Patreon is fantastic. I never said a developer should pay a modder for making a mod that's popular. But if you're going to take a modder's work and resell it, that's weird. I'm just saying, selling mods is weird. That's kind of my whole point. Isn't about paying for a creative endeavor, but directly supporting a creator you like. Yes and no. It can be both. Basically what I'm saying is Twitch subs suck because it's a big company taking a chunk of my money. As much as I love them. We'll call this whoosh drain. I think I might accidentally end up drowning a baby in this. The word here is might. I don't really care either way what people do, personally. But patron tips do help me a lot more in the long term. As much as, you know, I like the emotes and whatnot and try and give people as much value as possible for their money, I try and do the same on Patreon. Technically, I kinda am. I'm definitely left-leaning. Like you joke, but welcome back, Silvertongue. Hope your shift today wasn't too bad. Like, I'm not straight up communist, but I'm certainly leaning towards socialism. But I'd rather not turn this into exactly what Five said. I'd rather not turn this into a political discussion. And it could rapidly become that, so. I like what I do for a living. I am disabled enough that I can't work most of the standard jobs that kids my age do. I can't work in an active kitchen. I can work in a closed kitchen, but not an active one. I can't work in factories because I'm considered a danger to myself, and the same for construction sites, which is like basically every single job that kids do. So my options are retail or something creative, basically. Or some form of office job, but the problem with office jobs is because of where I live in Vancouver, you need to be extremely overqualified to get any kind of job. So that's why I do this. That's why I transitioned into doing this and tried to do this for a really long time. And I'm incredibly grateful that I'm able to do it full time now. Incredibly grateful. Me? I'm very much kind of placing my cards for one of two outcomes. Outcome number one, I eventually go blind, and live on not a huge amount of money streaming for a very long time. And then, I don't know, at that point. Government will hopefully help me get a job at that point, or I'll go on to disability, one of the two. Or I maybe blow up and stay a huge streamer, and become a huge streamer, and then I'll just do just chatting shit. Or alternatively, get a job in the industry, doing something that doesn't require good eyesight. Could be anything. Possibility your condition get worse. It's actively getting worse. Every year it gets worse. Every single year it gets worse. This baby is suicidal. Okay, so if I just carve a ramp up right there, that should do it. Nope, no idea. Most likely it'll just keep getting worse. But I have another 15 to 20 years-ish. Depending on speed, it could speed up. At least it hasn't sped up much. In fact, it's slowed down a bit, which is good. Really, really good. Whoosh seal. Okay, so, whoosh seal, the mighty whoosh, shale lever, and whoosh drain. You've been hooked up. So I should be able to pull that lever and close the drain. And then what do I need this last lever for? That other bridge that I just made. That one. Hello, zombie. How are we doing? Tis good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, no, enough of the existential dread about my eyes. In my opinion, I like it when I see modders getting, even if it's small amounts, compensation for their work. And whether or not they do or do not deserve payment, in my opinion, they deserve payment. And that's just a humble opinion. Oh, that's fine. When you are born with something, you kind of get used to it. But how are you doing today, zombie? Or evening? It's 9 o'clock at night almost here. I'm trying to use the ocean as a giant water cannon. So this is gonna go excellently. I'm excited. Slacking at work. Oh, the best. Set this to be a garbage dump, and just use this to get boulders out of here. So I don't want any boulders to get things stuck. What are you cannoning? Anything that comes into my fort. We gotta give those, 3 mothers just give birth. No, any goblins that stray near us are gonna get a nice bath. Should also deactivate this one. So I don't really want them taking that down there. Making all them gold coins. Exactly. Pressure wash the green with some salt. It's gonna be a good time. Especially when they all suddenly explode and go, what happened? Hopefully some of them die to the water pressure, too. So this is going to be my mayor's office and bedroom. I might also put the dining room in the mayor's bedroom, if I can get the value up high enough. Yep, exactly. Even the green need the bath. And the drain is going to be this thing right here, this stairwell, which will go all the way down into the caverns. So hopefully, if everything goes right, we can also bathe some forgotten beasts. This might also totally not work, so we'll find out. I'm just hoping that a lot of water moving really quickly will be enough to fill this up. If it works. So there was one time I drained an ocean into hell. The whole thing drained instantly. And because I'm forcing the whole ocean, in theory, into this shaft right down from down here, I'm gonna channel up into the ocean. We're gonna have to sacrifice a dwarf. It's gonna go up here, all the way along this, up, whoop, that's down, up into here, through this tube, up that, through that, all the way down this hallway right here, collide with that, and then shoot up these 5 passageways here through these grates to fill this passageway up here. In theory, should just insta-fill the whole thing. Although I just realized how I fucked it up. I connected 2 levers to the same thing, so I need a second lever. So I now have a danger lever, which could flood the fort. Whoosh drain, shale lever. It's this one, right? Yeah, it's the whoosh seal. I mean, I guess I have whoosh drain, but it's not gonna... I'm gonna make another lever. The safety lever. Could I apply it to lava? Lava pressure doesn't work the way water does. You don't get pressure on magma. So yes, but if it went in the opposite direction. So if it went up, down, yes, you could. That one. So I can open that one separately. Lava would need a pump stack, yeah. Or mine carts. If you could fill mine carts with magma, you could do that. But magma would also erase the bodies, which would actually be better. We're still gonna have to deal with waterlogged corpses with this setup. In theory, we could test it right now. Oh, I got suspended. Unsuspend that. All right, let's make this into a room. Assign my mare. Make that into a room. Assign my mare. Cabinet. Cabinet. Chest. Chest. Armor stand. Armor stand. Weapon rack. Weapon rack. I'm not used to the game running this fast. Oh, if you want to stop them from eating the plump helmet seeds, it's real easy. Well, you can't stop them from eating, but you can stop them from cooking it if you hit Z and go to the kitchen menu and then just say, hit C on the plump helmets. Don't cook them. They'll just brew them. And then when they brew them, they'll get the seeds and immediately go and replant them. Yeah. Uh-oh, I got 2 depressed dwarves. Good to know. Yeah, no problem. I can have maybe just like fill this shaft up with corpses and then flush them all down into the underground, in theory. I really need a proper trash disposal. All right, so this seems to be like filled. All right, so I'm gonna pull some levers now. I'm gonna pull some levers. We're gonna test this. And hope an unhappy dwarf comes to do this job. Not a happy dwarf. Because a dwarf is about to get kind of washed. Ever pressure washed a cat? Yeah, that. All right. We're gonna pull this lever. Pull this lever. How many tutorials you went through to get the information? To get that information? I guess I could have looked online, but I hear a lot of stuff. It isn't reliable because of mods. Yeah, I mean, I'm playing vanilla, right? I'm not using any mods. I don't use mods. So, if you're looking for streamed content of Dwarf Fortress that's vanilla, I can try and answer questions. Unless it's minecarts. I know nothing about minecarts. Iron bars. All right, sweet. We're making some progress. Let's... I know iron swords aren't the best. I'm just gonna make 15 or 12 iron swords, just so that my dwarves have some sort of weapon. All right, levers have been pulled. Interesting, my frame rate changed when those levers got pulled. All right, so we are now sealed into the fort, okay? Probably somebody's caught outside as well. That's fine. Now I'm going to do this. Let's test this. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, we should be good. It's pouring rain outside. So who's gonna be our sacrificial dwarf? Why did it have to be a happy one? Brave dwarf, hats off. Can I get a round of beers in chat for this dwarf who lived a good, long life, I hope. Who is very sad about their lover right now. I really hope I didn't fuck it up and forget something. Be like, didn't you say you were going to bed? I'm moving it ahead one turn at a time. All right, it begins. Okay. Game is paused. Oh, it doesn't go above sea level. God damn it. All right, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to channel this down one layer. All right, so now I need to remember what lever is hooked up to what. And not pull the one that, you know, drowns the whole fort. All right, so Mighty Whoosh, Mighty Seal, Whoosh Seal. Actually, no, it won't drown the whole fort. There is none that will drown the whole fort. Was it this one? Nope, it's this one. I didn't name half the levers. This is my own fault. Okay, that works. Sweet. I also need... All right, so we'll call this... I want to say this is the one... This is the one that I actually need to pull. Because that one is the floodgate. But I don't need to pull that one right now. That's the one I need to pull. Whoosh drain. Let's see what the drain does. So we need to let that drain out now. Just making a lovely shower all the way down into here. Oh, I mean, I can also... I don't have a water source right now, so I can also... open the door. Well, I'm a little disappointed. I don't know about you guys. All right, so the bright side though, we know that it works. Okay, it does fill up really quickly. Problem, it doesn't fill up enough and doesn't go above sea level. It hits sea level and it bounces off. I was kind of hoping the sheer momentum would drain the whole thing, but doesn't seem to be. Wait, what? Did someone leave a watermelon on your doorstep? That seems odd. It respects real world physics? I think momentum would send it shooting out of the water. Personally. Like, it partially respects physics. Oh, also, I think that dwarf's corpse is just gonna be there forever. I don't think we're ever gonna get that dwarven corpse out of there. So we should make a slab for him. What am I attempting to do? Use the ocean to murder gobs. That's what. See, I didn't know that, okay? I've only ever drained oceans down. Okay? Which means what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just going to channel this down to here, and then wall this off, this upper layer, and then just fucking dig a tunnel down here. That'll be fine. We'll use the ocean in the exact same way. Except down here instead. I'll need another drain, because this is going to take way longer. So I'm still going to do it, I just need a slightly different strategy. And probably end up drowning myself with levers, but, you know, it'll be fine. Although this isn't anywhere near as dangerous as the time I was draining a volcano onto people's heads. I go to bed at midnight every night. You could just be like me. Midnight is my bedtime, he says as he went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning last night. All right, we've got them rock slabs. I think everybody else is entombed. You wake up at 6? I wake up at 7. Most days, except for like once or twice a week where I like hibernate for way too long. Oh shit, a metal crafter withdraws from society. Please make something cool. Please make something cool, he says. Any bets on what this metal crafter is gonna make? I was gonna say like a crown, but you know. I would totally take a chair. A chair would be amazing. It's grabbing bones. All right, what'd you grab? Bone, shale blocks, and copper bars. It's gonna be boring. Withdrawing from society is being in a strange mood, yes. Also, I can totally pull some more levers. I'll say Whoosh Seal was the right one. What are coins for? Absolutely nothing. They are completely useless. Unless you want to trade them. That's what I use them for. I trade them to other people who want to buy things from me. Kind of as an RP thing. Not at, like, if I have a abundance of metal, I will make, or like gold, I will make coins and sell the coins. Not because they're good, balanced, or useful, or practical. I just do them because they're fun. If I was making death traps, nah. I sell them as RP. Every time I pull a lever, I keep expecting my fort to just randomly fill up with water. Those kill your dwarves now, though, and they've killed your dwarves for a while. It's not training if all your dwarves are dead. Unless you're planning on training them to, like, lose their lives real quickly. What's that water contraption? Hopefully a murder tool soon. Currently, it's nothing. And it's fucking my frame rate, actually. And draining a lot of liquid, salty water down into the caverns is what it currently is. Question is, will this work a second time? Hope it does. Well, I was right. Terrapin, the metal crafter, has created Agananitak, a copper crown. Claims it as a family heirloom. Congratulations, you made a dinky crown. It's worth 7,200. Oh my god. This is a copper crown. All craft worship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of alpaca bone, and this object is adorned with hanging rings of shale and menaces with spikes of copper. Also, Ahmed-san, your dwarf showed up at the fort, by the way. So while you may have been a bad cook, you can now be a bad cook here. Yes, YouTube, I'm still watching. Yep, your dwarf showed up. Yeah, really. Your dwarf is in the fort again. You don't believe me? Right there. In fact, you're a planter now. You're part of the Farmers Guild. I don't know, but in adventure mode, you always pick something with a poisonous bite. Why? So you can kill things easier? Oh, in adventure mode, you can be a hairy worm and talk. That can talk. That can't. I mean, there's a lot of fun things you can be in adventure mode now. Am I digging? I'm digging into aquifer. Welp. Rip that plan. Let's dig out the other side too and see how far we can get. Now, right now, I could drown my entire fort. Whoosh, drain. So just close that, because this will all clear up eventually. Damn, really? Oh, no, never mind. It wasn't actually where I thought it was. Let's dig up as far as we can. Cancels dig. Horrified. That's always good. There we go. So a little bit, the image of a rattlesnake just nomming into someone's neck is great to me. Yeah, a rattlesnake person is a good mental image. Let's see if I can dig through this. Sweet. I can't. What if I extend that by 1? Alright, well, rip that dream. It is just a weak aquifer, but they still need to be able to dig through it. Looks like a really weird G. Alright. Yeah, it must just be at the start of that sea level. I mean, I could also dig this down one more and block all this off. Because that's not going to be long enough. I forged my own tools? No. I embarked with pickaxes. Sometimes I do that, but just enough for the initial embark. I make more after that. Is there a typical level? No. Well, I mean, there are some telltale signs, but no, not really. Just kind of have to pray unless you use cheats. All right. Screw this dream. We'll just go down another layer. I found that aquifer, which I don't want to dig into. How deep is this? Still 2 Z levels. Well, it's draining slowly. Which is really weird. Yeah, no, I mean, if you don't find metal, you don't find metal. And that's just kind of, unfortunately, I guess, how the game works. If you don't find metal, you don't find metal. What's my opinion on exploits? I don't use them. Do I need to give you a better answer than that? I've duped metal before, but it's like, only if I'm absolutely in love with a fort will I dupe metal. But generally, I don't cheat, I don't use exploits, I try to avoid using cheesy tactics. I try and keep the fun in the game instead of outside of the game. Which is what often ends up happening when you're using exploits. Like today and yesterday evening, zombie. Just sealing off stuff that I don't need. Also running out of blocks. Gnar blocks. My favorite fort? Favorite fort design, Staff Diamond. Favorite run, even though it ended in crashing, was a fortress called Burial Fire, where I drained a volcano onto enemy raids. That was a lot of fun. Draining volcanoes on folks is a good time. Not for them, but for me. Staff Diamond was just a really neat design, although tedious as hell, because I started a civil war. More blocks, less frame rate. They're gonna get themselves stuck in here. I don't actually know how the hell I'm gonna do this. So I've screwed this all up so much. I might just seal this whole entrance off and just like dig a new entrance. Yep, Ahmed-san. And it's eating a ton of it right now. Sometimes it uses quite a bit of RAM too, especially during World Gen, but outside of that, not so much. I really need a temple. Okay, so let's just put the defensive structure on hold for a second because I need a temple, like now. Not tomorrow, I need it like now. Let's also get as many of these bedrooms up and running as possible. By that I mean all of them. Trying to think how I can do this. Because I need a new entrance. I don't think I can really use this entrance anymore. So I've sealed off both those layers. The lower side there is sealed off. There's nowhere they can go. I should just get rid of both of these bridges. That's like saying, what's your favorite story humanity has told? There's too many to tell. Like, really. There's way too many to tell. Like, I don't have an answer to that question. I wish I did, but I genuinely don't. Wait, hold on. Where's the bridge? Bridge is down there. All right, so I could make a new entryway that skips that and starts downstairs right here. I mean, everybody says boat murdered, but boat murdered's eh. That's generally people's default. Boat murder has just been told too many times, I think. That and everybody references boat murder to no end, but no one ever actually like says any of the interesting things in references. It's like, oh, it's like boat murder. It's like, not really. Not really. Maybe kinda, but mostly not really. Oil furnace is the other big one. There's a few big ones. Now a lot of people just reference Krug Smash, but at which point I have to toot my own horn and say, I think my little videos are pretty good. What's this tile set? It's my tile set. No, it's a modified Krug Smash tile set. I can give you a link to it if you'd like it. That's a direct download link. I don't think we're gonna dig through an aquifer, but we might. No problem. Could I just like use that as a new drain? Without like murdering my whole fort? Potentially. Potentially I could. So we still have the old exit. But I'll be able to seal off the old exit. These will be my drains. So this will be Ocean Drainer Mark II. Except this will be downstairs instead. And I'm gonna channel out one chunk of the center. I don't need to change your mind. Why would I need to change your mind? Damn it! Wait, oh, never mind. We're fine. What you enjoy playing with is best. That's all I can say. All right. So I got a couple levers I gotta destroy. The only one that I need now... Why did I lose where I was going? There we go. So this one needs to stay. That one needs to stay. This one can go away. That one needs to stay. That one needs to stay. That one can go away. Well, boat murder is just the one where they flood the world with lava and have an army of elephants. So everybody remembers that one. So that might just murder me, hopefully not. No. So if I pull that lever, everything should be fine. You don't know if you want to get a texture pack? Let me ask you a question. Why would you want to? Just play the game. Just play the game. Heck, it runs better. The only reason I'm using a texture pack is because a lot of people are allergic to vanilla for some reason. So because of that, I don't use a tile set. Or I use a tile set. I wouldn't use a tile set if I was just playing on my own time. But because as I said, some people are allergic to it, I use a tile set. Change your colors so that they don't hurt your eyes. Like, if vanilla hurts your eyes, just change the colors. Like, literally, that's the biggest truth that a lot of people don't generally talk about. You can absolutely just where's the caverns? That should hit it. You can absolutely just change the colors. Peasants? Who's a peasant? Why you guys have to be so rude to people? Call people peasants. It's mean. All right, so eventually, this should break into cavern layers. Which is boring. So your options are be rude to people or be boring. Okay. Fuck, there's a lot of gold in this map. But nothing that I actually need. Well, I'll say this, you know? You can be kind to people without being boring. I can be extremely rude when it's necessary. But if somebody's eye's hurting because of vanilla, that doesn't make them a peasant. Makes you a dick for calling them a peasant. My eyes hurt all the time, every single minute of every single day. Am I a peasant because I adjust my colors? Cataracts are a bitch. In theory, yeah. Bad boy, in theory. But anyway, I don't want to start a fight out of nothing. I just think that that's an interesting theory. The other interesting question I have is, why is my frame rate not as good as it could be? Oh, I'm horrified of that. That's my biggest concern. It's overtime. I mean, I was talking with Victoria about that at PAX. She's just like, man, Dwarf Fortress, like, people who played Dwarf Fortress can be like a nightmare to deal with sometimes. It's like, just literally just wait until the Steam version comes out. That's gonna be entertaining. Oh, no, totally. There really isn't an insult there. It was more just your response to my halfway sarcastic sleepy, why you gotta be rude? Was your, because if it's the option of being, you know, rude or being boring, I'll take rude every time. That's kind of what's being extrapolated there. Like, I'm not necessarily saying that you've said like some horrific insult, because you really haven't. You said peasants, which is a very common term used among people who play video games, but yeah, does that make sense? It's just kind of a little, could you use, like, do you have to? When it comes to visual problems in video games, I'm a wee bit sensitive. I'll just put it that way. And I tend to kind of call people out on it because it's like, not everybody sees great. I especially don't see great. Oh, another person has a death sentence. But it gelded their husband first. So for me, it's very much a, you know, at the forefront of my mind all the time. That's all. Yes, but a joke I don't find funny. A joke that I personally find rude. Right? You know, like, let's just say if I were to say I can't play Overwatch because of how many particle effects there are, or I can't play Warframe because of how many particle effects there are. It distracts my eyes and I get confused and can't see. And then let's say someone's response is, oh, get better eyes. Oh, it's a joke. That's not funny. Does that make sense? I'm just saying, I don't consider it a joke. But anyway, whatever. It's fine. Let's let it roll off. Move on. I'm making a big deal out of it. That's my bad. No, absolutely. And I'm saying this is my room. You're in my house right now, basically. So if you make a joke that I don't find funny, I will call you out on it. And that is my right. Doesn't sound very dwarfy? Well, if that's what's dwarfy, and you're gonna call, and let's just say, someone started playing Dwarf Fortress for the very first time. And they say, the graphics hurt my eyes. And I say, you can change the colors. And then someone calls them a peasant for that. This is the problem that's gonna happen when the game comes out on Steam. So I'm trying to curb that culture now. Before that happens next year when I'm streaming this game. Does that make sense? It's just my goal, that's all. So regardless of whether or not it sounds dwarfy, fuck what sounds dwarfy. But I do kind of see what you're saying there, that against what Vlam said. But generally when someone says that you're in the wrong, is what Vlam is trying to say, listen. You don't think anything online needs to be said? And anything online needs to be said, needs to be taken seriously? Yeah. Like I said, I'm making a big deal out of this. Let's stop. Doesn't change the fact that that is still what I am worried about. All right, so we now have a new entrance. Old entrance can stay there. But the frame rate's now cut in half. That's fun. Blam, I'm trying to diffuse a situation. Do you mind, like, not dogpiling? 9:30 at night. I've been streaming since 9:30 in the morning. Fuck, I struck tetrahedrate! Also like everything else, but you know. No, this is Ben Prunty music. Where the heck was that? This wall of yellow. There it is. It's a big ass pit though, holy crap. What's at the bottom of that pit? A lake. Yeah, no, Dwarf Fortress doesn't really have a soundtrack. It has 2 minutes of audio that loop. Sort of. Speaking of defuse, what did up with this fuse? This fuse? This fuse? What disfuse are you speaking of? 2 hour or like 2 to 4 years from now, maybe 6. Zombie. But the villains update, not the magic update. Villains already update. Villains update happened. Magic update not till after Steam update. Although now it's not just after Steam updates, it's after Steam update and update after Steam update. Because there's an update after the Steam update, which is supposed to finish all the features that were planned for this update, but didn't make it into this update because feature creep. And thank you very much for the raid, K4B Short. How's your stream today? What are we playing? Time is a construct, as they say. My phone keeps blipping at me because it says that a power-intensive app has been found, and the power-intensive app that has been found is my camera. It's like, okay, I'll close the camera app again. You happy? Angry Draken, hello, and welcome to some Dwarf Fortress, where I will sit here and study the elusive disappearing frame rate. Yeah, that joke just went way over my head. It's over tongue. One could say it was, whoosh. I still don't get it, so. You literally didn't make a joke? Then what do you mean by this? Anyways. Hear this game gets hard? No, it gets easier the more you play it. Steam update is like set in stone. Yep, because all that you found says, someday possibly. So I've talked to Tarn about this in person at PAX. Yes, it's set in stone. It ideally will be out at the end of 2020. He says it's about 6 to 8 months worth of work, which in Toady speak means a year in work, maybe more. So it should, hopefully, if you're an optimist, be out in late 2020. If you're not an optimist, early 2021. You couldn't think of a pun? Oh. Well, I'm sleepy, so I don't understand humor, puns, or anything for that matter. I mean, he already has a small team helping. The tile set's like almost done from what I've been told. Last time I talked to people who would know, they said that the tile set for the Steam version is almost done. So, sealing that off just like doubled my frame rate. No, there is no small team on the code, just the art, but they're also helping with UI design and concept. So he's got a couple of people assisting. So it's not like he's completely alone. The small team helping with code thing is a maybe if game sells super well and Toady feels like it. So I don't know. What for? I mean, they'll probably just have like a generic beast icon, I'd assume. In before, letter B. I mean, they'll probably just have like an undead icon for every type of animal, and it'll probably be some variation on the undead icon. Did that bridge retract or raise? Now, a lot of the statements about Dwarf Fortress being really hard are kind of bullshit. Dwarf Fortress is actually a very simple game to play. It's just a matter of knowing how to play it that is difficult. Anything about the new UI design? I mean, Toady said that he wants fully mouse-supported UI, so there's that. Toady said that he wants a tutorial, so there's that. Toady said that a lot of the difficulties for new players getting, or he says the biggest complaint that they get is the game doesn't run, and then they give them an error code. You want to know what that error code is? This is the most common bug report they get for Dwarf Fortress. The most common. Yes, just guess, chat. Beekeeping's always worked, Ironword. It's just annoying. What's up? Just guess. I'd like to know what you guys think is their most common bug report. I mean, bees are bugs, so duh. I mean, you could make beekeeping work. It was just tedious and glitchy, but it worked. At least it worked last version. I don't know if it works in this version. I haven't tried. You can't imagine what the stupid response would be? Game doesn't run. It's literally just game doesn't run. And then they give them an error code. You want to know what that error code is? It's you're trying to run a WinRAR file or a zip file because the game is a zip file that you download. The most common bug report is people download the game and try and run it directly from the zip file. Or from within the zip file is the other one. So the biggest problem that people have getting into Dwarf Fortress is the fact that it's a fucking zip file, because nobody knows what a zip file is in 2020. Here's the other thing that I say is I think a lot of people have this problem with Dwarf Fortress, where because it's free, they download it and never take the time to try and learn it. They download it and go, I'll mess with this later. And you know what's funny? I have this exact same problem now, and I've heard a lot of people talk about this recently with Game Pass. A lot of people download Game Pass games and never actually play them. The reason is they go, I can go get another one. So if you don't like it immediately, they stop playing. But if you've paid money for something, you have an investment, right? And I always say this, and I've said this many times about Dwarf Fortress. The moment there's an investment there, people are more inclined to try it because they've invested money. Also, I'm just gonna seal this off before a problem happens. Oops, that is not what I wanted to do. Oh, my hand was one key too far over on the keyboard. Right? So, and like, if I download a free game, I'm much more likely to let it sit and never touch it. If I've paid some money, I will open it immediately, or almost immediately. Unless it's extremely cheap. I bought a game for $3 on the Steam sale during the Boxing Day one? The Christmas one. Whatever was happening around that time. Holidays. For Fortress DLC? I doubt that. Well, technically, the Steam version is DLC. It's a premium tile set. That's basically it. Everything else is just... Sometimes I forget water. I mean, don't we all? Common problem. Okay, let's also seal this off. Common problem. Can relate. So, I don't know. It's like, but also just common little quality of life things that Toady was talking about at PAX. He mentioned this on the panel, so you can go watch it. But things like when you download Dwarf Fortress, right, and you make your first brand new world, right, and you're very excited, and you're like, you download Dwarf Fortress and you make it to the main menu, and you're like, oh my god, I just spent 15 minutes trying to figure out how to make Lazy Noob Pack work. Holy shit, I'm at the main menu. And then you click Start Game, or Create New World is what it gives you. You create a new world, and then why isn't anything happening? If you know what you're looking at, you know it's generating a world and you know it's gonna take maybe 5-10 minutes. Maybe they're dumb and they make a large world. Maybe they make long history. Or maybe they don't even realize how any of those menus work anyway and figure out how to get to the Start New World button, click the Make a New World button, and then they're like, wait, why is the game not responding when I try and click things? So what if there's like a pop-up that explains to you what the game is doing and why it takes so long? Okay? What if instead of giving you all of the options to generate a world, it skips that on your first installation? So your first run of the game, it skips that and just straight generates you a world. Just doesn't give you the options. Tells you what it is, says this is gonna take some time, and just, there is a pop-up, yes, but they can make it clearer. Skips that and just immediately generates you a world. Or even better, what if the game comes with a game world pre-downloaded, so you start with one? When you initially install the game, it already has a world there. What if that? Which would be neat, because then we'd all have one world that's the same, so we could speedrun it. Anyway, stuff like that, you know? There's so many little things they could do that they want to do. Like if you just started with a world, like you could generate a new world, but if you just have a world already, I'm sorry, Cooler. Packaged large, long history world, please. Packaged in 2,000-year-old large, long history world, please. That would be really good for new players, but if you are reinstalling it, like coming back to DF, it would be really annoying since you already had a preference for your world's generation. Well, that's why I said, like, come with a pre-installed world, but still just have the option to just delete it and gen a new world. Like, if, like, that would be the first thing I would do, probably, is just gen a new world. Like, I wouldn't use that old one, right? Just don't, yeah, exactly. Just don't hit play now. Just hit pop-up menu. Here's the thing, right? Every single game that has a pop-up menu, first time playing, don't show this again. Done. Don't show this again. Don't show this again. Turn off the tutorial. Also, another thing that he talked about is, like, what if they put a settings menu in the game? He said that he could do that. It would just take him a couple weeks, and he doesn't want to because he's lazy and he wants to make fun things, right? And it's like, he could totally put a settings menu in the game. The only reason he hasn't done, I mean, heck, there is one. Key bindings. This is kind of a settings menu, right? If they just put a, if they just put a settings menu in there, that would let you, let's just say, adjust your colors. But yeah, no, it's like, when you open the thing up, it's like, if it says, is this your first time playing? It just recommends that you start in this world and tells you what you're doing. Anyway, yeah. I think you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to say. As far as UI, Toady has said that, or actually, we talked about it. I don't know if this is, don't take this as confirmed fact or anything, but he wants a UI that when you hover over it with your mouse, it, like, highlights, like, standard UIs. If you've looked at the Steam screenshots, like, you can tell, oh, here, let's just pop it up. Give me a second. Dwarf there we go. What about Dwarf Fortress achievements, though? G-Panta. Anyway, you can see this. This is obviously, you know, just a potential look. This is just a mock-up, right? But you can hover. They want it so that you can hover your mouse over it and they'll highlight. That's basically it. And he referenced things like RimWorld has this in-game tutorial called the Learning Helper. So for new players, they could turn on Learning Helper, which would just be a little box right here, which says, your dwarves need food, maybe build that. Your dwarves need this, maybe build that. You know, kind of keeping things more confined and making the UI less intrusive like it is right now. Yeah, the mock-up is so good already, right? And what's even better is, like, the UI is exactly the same. That's what's hilarious to me. UI is basically the same. But everybody's like, oh my god, it's so much better. It's like, well, duh. All I did was pretty it up a bit. I mean, I always need more floor cleaners. I don't know about you. So, trust me, there's, like, lots of potential for the game to be so much more approachable. Also, this fort is a frickin' mess. Good lord. I need to focus on making a temple, but I'm just, like, busy trying to... It's not blood, it's mud. Blood is a different color than mud. I mean, no. Yeah, if you see them side by side, you'll tell. Mud is a darker color than, or blood is a darker color than mud. Almost think we should post that on the subreddit, cooler. Can't you... I mean... Yeah, do whatever you want with that clip. I mean, it'll be in the channel forever, basically. So my frame rate's getting wrecked. I don't know what's happening. There's got to be a dwarf stuck somewhere. Or like something dumb up a tree. Because my frame rate is getting shredded right now. It was great up until I started doing all this dumb digging. My mayor needs a dining room. Because I totally forgot. Table. Rock. 3. Chair. Rock. Oh, no, not chair. Throne. I'm dumb. Rock. 3. I mean, the water's not moving anymore. So... Yeah, that's the perplexing thing. The water isn't moving anymore. Means more pathable areas. Yeah. Yeah, no, I need to seal off some areas, like, for good. Actually, you know what might help? Is if I wall up all of this. Doesn't matter what I use, just anything. This might help. Cool, those doors are still passable. Oh, this handy little back area back here. Have you just been lurking all day, Stone? Well, hello. Wow. What year is Silverton? Now, the weird thing is it's like, if it was a constant frame rate, that would make sense. But the fact that it's dipping and coming back up, dropping, coming back up, dropping, coming back up, it's weird. That's what makes it weird. It's jerking, which means there's something that's holding up the frame rate. Sounds like a water issue? Yeah, I have no idea what that could be, though. Water's, like, got nowhere fancy to go. It's just in the ocean now. So it's, like, sloshing somewhere. So you know what I could try? Hope this doesn't drown me. It might. It might. It might drown me. The mighty whoosh. Whoosh drain. Ocean bridge. Uses to dig due to damp stone being located. Well, that's to be expected. That seems to have helped, actually. Opening that bridge up from the bottom there. Nope. Super didn't. Also, this is going to be fun for a second. And hopefully it doesn't drown them. Nope, it's fine. There's just not that much water in that tunnel. Did all my brewers die again? I think all my brewers died. I-74770K. Which isn't great, but something. Actually, I have a theory. Give that a second. Nope. That wasn't it. I'm also just going to real quick put a zone. The fuck happened? Oh, that's a zone. I'm an idiot. I'm just going to assign it as a temple. To no specific deity. Have fun. Then they'll probably, the religions will probably start demanding stuff, but... A faint slayer? Good question. I don't know. Sounds evil. Preferred pathways? I don't really have preferred pathways, that's the thing. Actually, let's try this. Let's make that a low traffic area. Doesn't help that I've got like a dozen. I think the fort's pathing is all just messed up because I've got a billion different entrances into the fort right now. Well, actually, where is my entrance to the fort? It's over here, which is connected to the main entrance. Okay, so that's actually not that. Wait, no. Yeah, okay, it is connected to the main entrance. So it's actually not that fucked. Wait, can the baby steer through a Fey mood? That's impressive. Yeah, it's gotta be water movement. I just can't figure out where the water's moving. Unless, like, the ocean is constantly draining into this spot down here, but I don't know why it would be. I don't see any movement there. I mean, I guess it could be waves, but the waves have never caused me this much trouble in the past. I'm feeling like there's something stealth somewhere stuck in a tree. I think that the, oh shit. Sorry, I think that the guilds are a bit of a game changer. So I really, really, really like the way the guilds work. That's probably my most notable thing about this update. I mean, I looked in trees already. I didn't see anything. So if there is something, it's got to be stealth. Do I just have like a stupid amount of one item somewhere? No. Like, I don't even have that many items. It's got to be the water movement. Hold on. Did I completely screw everything up here? Oh, that's it. That's got to be it. Found the problem. Yeah, all of the water is moving. Question is why? It shouldn't be. Because I was dumping water down in here, but why isn't it settling? It should have settled by now. It should have just like flowed and flattened out. That's the problem. Super agitated constant water physics. Bollocks. I don't think I exposed an aquifer to the cavern. I don't see any water flowing down. No, I was draining the ocean water into the cavern. Yeah, no, there is no water there. You'd see water there. No, that's an underwater, or an underground lake, rather. In a cave deep below the earth. Does it lead off screen? I can't see off screen, so maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's bugging out because I can't see off screen. Because the other water that was on the same level right next to it wasn't agitated. So maybe it's because I can't see it and the game's not rendering it. I'm suddenly contemplating just resetting. Or retiring the fort. Am I leaking to this underground reservoir of water? Am I leaking? I mean, the plan was to... Oh, hey, we got a possessed child. The plan was to drain... Oh, I've grabbed the wrong child. The plan was to drain the ocean into the aquifer. I've done this before and not had this frame rate problem. Like, it's bad while it's draining, but once it's done draining, it's fine. Like, I've done way crazier shit with water and draining. I actually drained a natural lake as power. I am on a minor aquifer, yeah. Well, actually, it's a varied minor aquifer. I don't think that I dug into it. I might have. You know what, let's try this. Let's try this. You're pretty sure you know what the problem is? What are you pretty sure you know what the problem is? Is there water here? Because I would see water. There's no water draining in from here. So we're fine over here on this side. I'm gonna try just putting flooring over this right here. Your upper Z levels are leaking? Potentially. Because this is where the aquifer is, right here. So maybe this is leaking, but I would see water, so that makes no sense. How do I check with the channeling tool? Anyway, I'm just going to put a floor over that and we'll see if that fixes it. Or more accurately, I'll put a floor a few Z levels down. Anybody want to go do that? I'm looking at it right now. That's the areas that are blinking blue. But if it's leaking, it'll fill up. I know what you're saying. But if it's not leaking, though, I'd see water there. I'd see water in any of those spots. Trust me, I've dug into minor aquifers and spent like 5 hours yesterday messing with them. It would be leaking. I would see water. I'm not seeing water. But if it's leaking all the way down to the bottom of this, I need water down at the bottom, or I need to floor off the bottom of that, not the top of it. Like, it's fine if it fills up with water. That's not an issue. But if I put floors there and it fills up, we know that there's an aquifer there. Also, what the heck are my dwarves up to? No, screw it. I'm just gonna mine around it. That world was in Necropocalypse. Sounds like the one that I made when dwarves went extinct 10 years in. Things are much less mysterious in adventure mode. I mean, the goal was to make adventure mode more straightforward. Do you see any dwarven forts? If no, then no. All right, I think this save might just be broken. What the heck is actually happening right now? Is there any particular reason you refuse to dig? You know what, guys? It's 10 o'clock at night. I think it's probably best we just say fuck it on this fort. Well, I do like this. I do like this fort. I kind of don't have the energy to deal with this frame rate issue. And we can embark anew tomorrow. So I'm just going to retire this fort. Because, fuck it. That's where I'm at. So I've streamed 8 hours, and then the stream dropped, and then I did another 5. So I've been on all day today. I have a lot of stuff I need to highlight, and some stuff I got to report to a sponsor. And then I'm going to go pass the hell out. Oopsies, that is like all of the wrong buttons. So I'm gonna go pass the hell out. And then do another 10 hours tomorrow, 12 hours tomorrow. So I'll be on early again tomorrow. Looking at the clock, I'll be on in 12 hours. Let's give me an hour to go do things and then die. So, yeah. If you're new to the stream, I stream a lot of Dwarf Fortress. I normally take Fridays off, so tomorrow me streaming is kind of weird. But I'm doing it because Dwarf Fortress update. We're gonna keep doing it because I want to get to endgame without like breaking stuff. So, but thank you very much to everybody who hung out. Cheers. If you want more Dwarf Fort stuff or you just want to listen to me babble, that's my YouTube channel. I do little lore edits with stuff that happens. And I also export my VODs up there, which is what I'm going to do now. So, I will see you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific. Probably do a little bit of record spinning before I actually hop into Dwarf Fort, though. I'm going to chuck a host over at